PolicyBazaar is one of India's largest online insurance aggregators, and currently it's sitting at a point where the chart might be saying wait, but the fundamentals are quietly getting stronger. And that gap between price and business is exactly where opportunity starts building. Let's begin by taking a look at the structure. On the monthly chart, the story is pretty clear. The stock ran up to highs of around 2200, and since then it's been in a sustained correction. Lower highs, weak candles, and no real demand stepping in. Now the price is around 1625, and this is an important zone because the last time price touched this zone, what happened was there was a slight relief rally. Now let's move down to the weekly chart. This is where the real structure shows up. From 1978 down to 1364, the stock dropped about 30%, and that entire move was clean. Lower highs, lower lows, consistent selling. Now the bounce from 1364 to 1625 looks good, but technically it's just a relief rally. The key level over here is 1700. If price holds above 1600 and breaks 1700, we get a proper shift in structure. Now let's move on to the daily chart. This is where things get interesting. The move from 1364 to 1635 has been constructive. Higher lows, decent buying pressure. But remember, price is now sitting at resistance. 1635 is not random. 1625 is not random, it's a prior supply zone. So right now, buyers are being tested. Now let's layer in the fundamentals. PolicyBazaar isn't just growing, it's scaling with operating leverage. Revenue is growing around 35 to 40%, but more importantly, profits are growing much faster. Net profit in itself has jumped over 150% year on year, and margins are expanding as well. If you take a look, the gross profit margins and the operating margins have only been increasing over time, and that tells you one thing: the business model is starting to work. The core driver is insurance. India is still under-penetrated, and digital adoption is bringing in new consumers consistently. Health insurance in particular is growing fast, and that's high quality revenue because it renews. Now here's the key. The market is still not fully convinced. Why? Valuation. The stock still trades at very high multiples. Even after a 30% correction, you're looking at over 100x earnings. Now, the most important catalyst, the MGA framework. If PolicyBazaar is allowed to operate as a managing general agent, it changes everything. Right now, it is just a distributor. It earns commissions. As an MGA, it can design products, underwrite risks, participate in claims. That shifts the model from low margin distribution to higher margin insurance economics. In fact, if you just take a look at their cash flow as well, right, it's only been increasing and becoming better over the last few years. Now, compare this to their peers. You have Acco, Digit, Paul, right? All of them are more underwriting focused. PolicyBazaar's edge is distribution dominance and brand trust, especially in complex products. Now, how would I trade this product? The way I would do that is to wait for a daily close above 1700. That confirms that the 1635 resistance is broken. Now, my entrant to enter, I would place it around 1700. Once again, 1700 for a quantity of 100. It create a GTT on that. Now, what I would do for my one cancels the other sell trade I would place my stop loss at 1340. Yes, that stop loss is wide, but that's because it's a high volatility stock. 1340. Just change that to 1340 be my stop loss, and my target, right? My target would be 2800 over here. Now, that gives me a risk to reward ratio of nearly 1:3. That is what I would do by creating my GTT.